Hey guys, so I'm gonna do a video on Cabin in the Woods, which is ironic because the minute I stepped out of the theater after watching it, I said to myself, I'm like, there's no way I'm doing a review for this movie at all because I can't review it without spoiling everything for everybody. So I'm just gonna give you a heads up, there's gonna be hardly any plot summary at all because it's one of those movies where the last half of it is complete shock and surprise, and so I can't just say what happens because then it'll ruin the movie for you. Now, it is still in theaters. It's a recent movie, and I went and saw it a couple days ago, and it took me that long to figure out if I liked it or not because it was so weird. And if you've seen it, please let me know what you thought of it down below because on Twitter, Philip DeFranco said it was a super good movie. A lot of people were saying it's the best horror movie they've ever seen. I'll give it this. It is honestly one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. Only 3 movies have ever made me really petrified, and that's The Ring, Paranormal Activity 2, and this movie. So I haven't felt this scared in theaters since Paranormal Activity 2, and that was kind of feeding off my friend's energy, and it was just so jumpy that my heart was racing anyway, so it wasn't necessarily like terror. This one was terror. It was like honestly one of the scariest things, and the reason why I can't decide if I like it or not is because the first hour of the movie is stupid, and I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out still. I'm still confused. I'm totally confused with this movie still. The first half, I'm trying to figure out if the director meant for it to be stupid, and then he did a whole switch on you and was like, oh my god, that's not what you thought at all. Then it would be genius. I would totally be like, that's amazing that he did that on purpose. Now, if he did that on accident, that was really dumb. It's totally, totally cliche, scary movie status in the first hour. So you see 5 people getting together to go to the cabin, to party, and there's one that is really innocent, but her friend's kind of like slutty, and she's like, you're gonna get it on with some guy tonight, or whatever. She's setting her friend up with one of her guy friends' friends. Makes no sense. They have the pothead, they have the jock, and then they have the intellectual guy, and then they have the slut. So there's like the 5 typical horror movie characters. Like, even Scary Movie made fun of those kind of characters that are in scary movies. So when I saw these people, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? No originality at all. There is a point to it. Like, there's a reason why they're that kind of character, which makes sense, I guess, in the end, but it's like, I don't know, it was kind of dumb in the beginning, and I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. And then it turns, and you're like, oh my god. I was seriously cutting off my fiance's circulation in his arm. I was clutching onto his arm so hard. There's 5 minutes in that movie where I was like, the whole time, I was covering my mouth like in horror on what was happening for about 5 minutes straight. I was just hand over mouth, open mouth, eyes wide, 5 minutes straight. It was insane. So I can't really say much about why or what happens, or, I can't say anything because I'd ruin it, and I don't want to ruin it. Even if you want it to be ruined, trust me, you don't, because I went in there with completely not knowing what happens at all. I thought the house was going to come alive or something. That's not what happens, but that's what I thought going in, and it's totally not the case. You do see in the beginning, it starts off with these 2 guys. They're like scientists, almost, you think they are, but anyway, they're in like this lab area. And all of a sudden they're in this room with a bunch of screens, and they're joking, blah, 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 talking like regular men. And then they're obviously at work, and I don't really know how to describe it. They're setting up a bunch of systems, and then soon you see the characters come on screen as soon as they get to the cabin. They're on their screens, and so you're like, what is going on? Like, some kind of experiment? They're watching them. It's so weird, and you have no idea what's happening, and you don't really know until like middle end. But it's weird because they're like watching them, they're doing things to them. Like, I'll tell you one thing, it's really funny. It's not like a spoiler. The blonde girl, she used to be a brunette. She's the slut one. She used to be a brunette, and so she dyed her hair blonde, and then to make her even more stupid to fit the character that they want her to, the people, the scientists, the building, whatever it is in the beginning, whatever you want to call it, they put something in her hair dye that seeps into her scalp through her skin, through her hair roots, to make her stupid. And it's really funny how they do that. And then they shape all the other people in different ways as well. It is honestly really, really clever and a really good idea. I just wish it wasn't like, are you kidding me right now? Like, it was literally dragging on and it was a dumb movie. Tyler even was like, I wanted to play my DS the whole time. Tyler, who's my fiance, he hated it. He still hates it after he didn't know either coming out. He's like, I don't know what just happened. Neither of us knew. We were just so like, what did we just see? So it was so confusing, but now we've slept on it and he thinks it's stupid. I like it for the last hour, maybe the last 45 minutes, but up until that point it's kind of like there isn't one. I mean, it is building the plot up for the ending, so it makes sense, but honestly it was kind of annoying. And I have no idea if they did it kind of like stupid horror movie in the beginning, like making fun of itself almost. On purpose, or if it was complete accidental, like we didn't mean for it to be stupid kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. That's basically all I can talk about. I definitely recommend seeing it in theaters because just for that 5 minutes, it was amazing. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. But I loved it because it scared me so much. I haven't been that scared in so long. There hasn't been a really good horror movie that's come out recently, so I'll take it as it comes. The Woman in Black was out in February and that was really good. So besides that, this is the first one in a while that's actually physically scared me. I was almost to tears. If it had gone on any longer than the 5 minutes, I would have cried because I was so overwhelmed, like sensory overload on what was happening. It happened so fast. It was so insane. So definitely watch it at least for that time, towards the end-ish kind of area. It's really cool. It's definitely like shocking, so there's a huge twist at the end. It's really amazing, but the beginning's kind of dumb. So besides that, I definitely recommend seeing it, if not renting it when it comes out, because it's really entertaining. Unless you're really, really picky like Tyler is, then it might not be for you. But be warned that it is kind of like slow and kind of stupid in the beginning, kind of. I do want to see it again though. It was interesting. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Cabin in the Woods, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.